Hey, this is John Fouché. I am the founder of Gospel Enneagram and the president of People Launching, which is a organization, nonprofit that we help launch people to God's vision for their life. And we build character and help launch causes, be that a church plant or nonprofit. A lot of our work, half of our work is charitable, to where we're really helping to launch these things in really difficult areas. And half of our work is paid as a fee for service for clients, business owners, and for individuals looking for clarity on where to go with their life, their calling, and their organization, or some division of that. We started the Enneagram, Gospel Enneagram, years ago because we just saw a need for ourselves to really get into with our clients on character related issues and make sure we're not just we want to be holistically changed and godly people as we start these things that are walking by faith and not just merely thinking and doing more cool stuff. So that's why we started. Today, we're going to talk about the coronavirus and more specifically our reaction to it and how we can deal with that reaction, those initial fears, especially, but any kind of emotion that comes up that we worry quite a bit. And as we just suddenly move into survival mode, how to instead be transformed and operate from a place of rest with the Lord. So I'm re-recording the first 15, 20 minutes here because I forgot to push Facebook Live button. So I'm going to re-record it and then put it with our guest at the end when I'm asking questions. So you'll get about 15 minutes here, and then in about 15 minutes, you'll notice a break. I think it's important to be honest with yourself about how are you reacting in the midst of the fear and the worry of the spread of this virus. We're obviously doing a lot of things like social distancing at this point in time in order to minimize the spread or at least slow it. So that our healthcare system is able to handle what is probably what our bodies are not used to fighting and what we'll need help with. I'm certainly concerned about it. My dad is 88, my mother-in-law is 79. I'm concerned about them. I'm concerned about our family as our schedules are really moved around and we're trying to now operate a new way. I'm concerned about not having things in the house that I should. Most of these concerns are legit, but also the way I'm reacting to it is in fear. What I want to do today is introduce both a scripture and a speaker to speak into the situation. The scripture is Mark chapter 4, when Jesus is with his disciples on a boat and chaos comes about, this enormous storm where Jesus is in the back of the boat. And the way I want to introduce it to you is to show you Rembrandt's painting of this. This is a painting by Rembrandt that really nobody knows where it is today. It was stolen. Nobody knows where it is. And I was originally in Boston, but today it is in somebody's storage place or garage, or who knows where it is. Hopefully it's not gone. So let me show you here with a little closer up view here. So this right here, this is a painting, and you can see all different reactions to the chaos that has come here. If you look in the upper part of the boat where the light is on these gentlemen, and the lower part of the boat where the people are here, what you can see is one man with his hand on his head holding the rope. That looks just like Rembrandt. And it's as if he's asking us, what's your reaction to the chaos of these circumstances? And you could see all these different reactions. You could see a man here holding the rudder, giving it all he's got with the strength. He's kind of similar to the ones at the top of the boat where the light is. The water is splashing one man. He's hanging on for dear life. Other men are grabbing their sails. They're taking matters into their own hands. And that's why many of us have done this, is to take matters into our own hands and to try to hold on for dear life, to try to make sure that we survive and that we take care of those in our immediate group, our family, our friends. And we understand why we're doing that. And going back to the back of the boat, though, there are some other reactions. If you see the man to the left of Rembrandt, he is actually just sitting down as if he's just resigned to his fate. Other man here at the top, he seems extremely scared. One man is waking Jesus up, like grabbing him, and the other man is reasoning with him. Many times we can have that reaction in chaos as we're just angry at God, or we're starting to use our intellect, like how could you be a sovereign God and sleep at a time like this? Of course, if you look at the bottom here, there's a man that is sick, which reminds me very much of what we're dealing with the coronavirus. He is literally just losing his insides over the edge of the boat. Jesus is waking up, and it's almost he has that facial expression of like, what? What's the problem? And he's listening to the reasoning, and he doesn't seem very convinced. There is a man at the bottom between Rembrandt and Jesus and the man reasoning, and above the man that is sick, that is kneeling, that is surrendered, that is trusting, that has faith. And he's in the darkest place, and yet he is the one that seems to be applying very much what the scriptures are telling us to do. Let me read you this passage. It says in Mark chapter 4:37, and great windstorm arose, and the waves were breaking into the boat, so that the boat was already filling, that he was in the stern, asleep on the cushion. And they woke him and they said to him, Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing? And a lot of times we have that reaction. How could a sovereign God sit alone, quietly, in a time like this? And it's an honest question. It's an honest question that he asks us. And I don't think you should feel ashamed for asking that question by any means. It's an honest question. Now, obviously, you can look at this, though, and you can see that even today we're going to this passage. It taught them a lesson. It taught us a lesson. It taught us a lesson more about our beliefs than it was necessarily only about the physical. It really brought us to ourselves. I want to introduce to you Luke Thomas. Luke is a dear old friend. I've known him for quite some time. He is very much involved in our ministry, and he is the pastor of Legacy Church in Knoxville, Tennessee. He also recently wrote a book called Leadership Durability. It's a fantastic read, especially if you're a Christian leader. It's really fantastic. He's done a lot of study on biology as well that he interweaves in there, and he is an Enneagram 6. Enneagram 6 is somebody that's vigilant, is somebody that is watchful, is somebody that's worried about the worst case scenario. When it comes, they tend to be pretty prepared for it because they've thought it all the way through. He's a very assertive kind of guy, and he gets really busy. And I like that in Luke, but he's learned a lot about fear and includes that in the book. So I want to pick up with the part of the interview where I asked him, how does a sense of panic and fear affect us emotionally? So let's listen to that.